Ever since Scream released back in 1996, it has been a metaverse commentary on the horror genre as a whole. And in that, it has referenced horror movies, it has referenced its own horror movies within its horror movies, it created its own stab series inside of its own universe, and it's been just an Easter egg hunt the entire franchise. Scream 5 is no different. The first and one of my favorites is that Dylan Minnette's character is named Wes. It is so very obvious why he's named Wes. Even at the end of this movie, right before the credits, it says, for Wes. For Wes Craven, the director of the original Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream. He is a horror icon in and of himself. So yes, love that. It was so blatant, but with something like that, to pay respects for Wes Craven, it needs to be blatant. The next Easter egg comes right at the beginning, is when Tara is talking to Ghostface about Sidney Prescott, and she says that she used to live on Elm. Love that. Sidney lived on fucking Elm Street. That's so cool. It's a little thing, but that's what Easter eggs are supposed to be. Little thing, but super cool. But then we also see there's a panning shot where you see the actual sign for Elm Street in it. Very cool. Very cool. Love all the West love that is in this movie. The next one, and this one I'm going to need to see this movie again, and actually I'm going to need to buy it and pause it to see who plays what characters. When Tara looks up the IMDb of who's who, because the cast of Stab exists in our world. We learn that it isn't just a girl. We know that it's Heather Graham when we see Stab, but we know that now it's not just a girl who looks like Heather Graham, or it's not supposed to actually be Heather Graham. No, it's Heather Graham. And actually, it really is Tori Spelling that plays Sidney Prescott, playing on the joke, yeah, I'll probably get someone like Tori Spelling. And that it is Luke Wilson playing Billy Loomis. Now, the next Easter egg that I really liked is very heavy-handed, no pun intended, but is when Red Right Hand is playing before Kyle Gallner's character is killed, who we find is related to Stu, and he's actually a very throw-off character. I like him. I like the actor, and I liked the character. I liked the griminess of it. He just was kind of like, okay, we got to throw in a body count here. But that was cool. When that's playing, the lights are on, you can't see shit. Very cool. One of my favorite Easter eggs in this movie is when Gale Weathers on TV is talking about wanting to get bangs again and that somebody should stage an intervention. This is a great in-universe, in-fandom joke because, holy shit, Courtney Cox's bangs in Scream 3 are absolutely horrendous. And it is a running joke and has been a running joke. She even has, in interviews, been like, who the hell let me do that? But then also that it was a malfunction on her hair because it was a piece that was supposed to go down, but they cut it when it was too far down, but then it was supposed to be set back on her head, so it would have been nice. But then now it comes to here. It's a whole thing. Go look it up. It's like just comedy of errors. The next one that I thought was really cool, that even though it wasn't confirmed, we can pretty much say it's confirmed. When we find out about Sydney's family, the family that she has, the daughters and her husband, we find out that her husband's name is Mark. We can safely assume that that means that she continued a relationship, it stayed under the radar for Scream 4, that she married Mark Kinkade from Scream 3. That is very cool. I like that idea. I like the potential that Patrick Dempsey, if they decide to bring back Sidney Prescott, which I don't think they need to do for the next one, that they could bring him back, that he could be part of this, and have him be another legacy character. I dig it. I'm for it. The next Easter egg I want to talk about is like blink and you miss it kind of thing, but it's also very obvious at the same time. It's very cool. It's when Richie is fighting Ghostface, and he gets cut down his arm. It's the exact same kind of cut that happens to Derek in Scream 2, but is commented on Derek that, it's very convenient that it missed anything that could cause major damage. Just happened to be lucky, huh? And Derek's like, yeah, I am. And that then throws heat on Derek, like, oh, it just happens to be that. And then we get the whole boyfriend reveal at the end of Scream 2 that it's not the boyfriend. This subverts that because it gives him the exact same cut. So in our brain, we are supposed to think, he is safe because Ghostface isn't going to cut one of his own people, at least not before the final act. So Richie must be safe. To me, that goes ding, 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 ding. This is a series that likes to do callbacks. When they get to the fifth one, they're talking about being derivative and being a requel and all this stuff. That was a huge red flag for me, that they cut him exactly the way that Derek was cut. It's a very cool moment. Blink and you miss it. Comes back to play in the final finale as a way to stop Richie when he's being an asshole. But yeah, I dug that. That was a very cool little moment. Now for my favorite Easter egg in Scream 5, we have Sam. And we find out that Sam is Sam Carpenter, which is John Carpenter, super cool, but that's not it. It's a more under the layer thing that if you aren't thinking about it, you are going to miss it. Probably a ton of people didn't, and I hope they didn't. But Sam is not Sam Carpenter. Carpenter is her mother's name. Sam's dad is Billy Loomis. Sam is Sam Loomis, the exact same name of Donald Pleasance's character in Halloween. I love that. The moment that they said that she was Billy's kid, I'm like, oh, her name is Sam Loomis. But then she said her name was Sam Carpenter. I'm like, well, that's cool, but no, she's not Sam Carpenter. She's Sam fucking Loomis, and that's Halloween. This is awesome. Now, I know I didn't catch every Easter egg that was in this movie. There's no way that I did, because I've only seen this movie once, and I'm sure there are people who are going to see this movie 5 times before the weekend is out. If there are any Easter eggs that I missed that you think I should know about, hit the comments below. Let me know. Let's get talking about them, because I love the little Easter eggs that the Scream franchise has had for the last 25 years. And if you want to keep talking about Scream, check this video out, or I'll have a link in the description below where I talk about whether or not Scream 5 was worth the wait. I hope to see you over there, but until then, take care.